Yo, what is going on, y'all? I'm Cavell Anderson, and we are back with another Veve and Ecomi video. In this one, we're going to be talking about a very big topic going on in the community right now. But before we jump into it, as always, be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you stay updated when the news drops. So, basically, we're going to be talking about this hack, this data phishing and stuff like that that's going on in the Veve community, because it's a lot of people who aren't thinking about it from a logical perspective. It's a lot of people, like investors. I tend to notice people are just way too smart for their own good. It's like, oh, if you fell for getting phishing, if you fell for a phishing scam or something like that, that's your own fault. Oh, you used this password somewhere else, well, that's your fault. But one thing that people fail to understand is that this app is not just being designed for investors. It's being designed for children as well. It's being designed for the average Joe, the average person, gaming fans. With these gamification features, that's going to attract your average child gamer. This is going to attract so many different audiences and fan bases. So while everyone thinks that you can just, oh, if you fell for it, that's on you, like, yeah, that's not something that you can really do in this community. And I think that the investors are missing the bigger picture, because people, like, let's say that certain investors aren't as vigilant as others. Like me, I have been to a phishing website. I noticed something was off and I did not continue on that website, but that's just me. But at the same time, I understand how someone could fall for that. And you want to know who has a very high chance of falling for that? Children. Children have a very high chance of falling for that. And it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. Like, if children start getting caught up in things like this, it's not going to matter who did what, who fell for what. What the parent is going to do is what any parent would do, and that's protect their child, which means going at Veve, going at the community, and bringing that would be something that really could impact the price. Right now, a few investors losing money, no one's going to like get to selling off and stuff like this. But at the point where Veve is actually big and starting to rise, it's going to be casual people, casual gamers, mothers, fathers, like just a whole casual community. And they are much more likely to rally together and come at Veve for something like this happening, which could influence the price heavily. So this needs to be gotten right now, while it is investors and people here who are understanding. All people seem to want is their stuff back. That is, like, people are understanding that Veve doesn't have two-step verification and things like that right now, but people want their stuff back. But a lot of the people being toxic in the comment sections, like, oh, you used the same password, it's your fault and stuff like that. If you're not bringing any value to the situation, why are you speaking on it at all? Like, you may not care about your money, or you may want Veve's price to rise right now, but guess what? You're not getting rich overnight. Get over that mindset, and if you have nothing important to say, shut up. It's very simple. You have nothing important to say, you bring nothing to the conversation that's going to help anyone, there's no point in you speaking. And that's what people are not understanding right now, because what you're not getting is that, oh, trying to silence these people who are having real issues and have real legitimate claims, that's not going to do anything but bury the fact that this problem is here. So when children jump on this platform, if Veve does not discover this stuff on their own, when children actually jump on this platform and it happens, guess what? You're going to have mad children, you're going to have mad parents, and you're going to have a low Ecomi price. So it's very, very important to get this stuff out of the way now, so that when these children and other people hop into the community, this does not happen again, and this does not happen in the future. So I don't understand why people think that, oh, a few scandals and stuff like that is going to break Veve. Do you understand the power of these licenses? Do you think that there's never been any scandal surrounding Batman or any of these other brands? Come on now. They've been around for decades. Some of these brands have been around for decades. I'm pretty sure there's been multiple scandals about them, but there's not a scandal that can bring down a brand. Like, people understand, especially this early on in a beta, that mistakes happen. That's why a beta exists, to solve these problems and fix these problems. So we need solutions. We're at a point where we're in a beta and we need solutions. People's money is invested in this, and just because it's not your money at a risk does not mean you can just sit around judging people as opposed to bringing no value. Like, If you're just interested in what's going on, that's perfectly fine. But if you're here to bash everybody going through something just because you're not going through it, that's kind of a dick move. So this is what needs to be understood. This is a legitimate problem that people are having. There are legitimate people and legitimate accounts that people can point to that does have everybody's collectibles. They're taking everybody's collectibles. How they're doing it, whether it's logging into a bunch of accounts and stuff like that, hey, like maybe it's phishing, maybe people are using old passwords and emails, who knows? But one thing that I do know is children, while creative, when it comes to passwords and stuff like that, they aren't the most complex people, having uppercase, lowercase symbols. And yeah, you may force them to do that, but it's probably other sites that force children to do that as well. So they probably use the same thing every single place. So it's important to realize that if a bunch of serious investors, early on investors, can fall for this, then the big community that's going to be raising this to a point where it will be making people rich, those people will actually fall for this as well. So whatever it is, it needs to be fixed. It needs to be addressed. So I hate seeing the comments of people saying, oh, you need to title this a certain way. You need to change the way you say this, change the way you say that. I say what it is. I say what's being said around the community to get the attention of the community. This is a topic that's going around the community, and it's something that everyone is speaking on right now because a lot of people are going through it. A lot of people have just started experiencing this. It is important that awareness is spread about this and something is being done about this. One thing that I love is how Veve is addressing this stuff. They're addressing it, and people who have been victims of this stuff is actually getting help from Veve. But it's the community that's shooting down these people, thinking that, oh, it's going to drive down my price. Bro, if you lose money in the short term, get used to it. Guess what? The correction that we saw recently where the price dropped down to below $1, well, below a penny, back down into the sevens, that's not the first correction you're going to see. It's not the, it might be the first. It's not going to be the last. It's going to be many corrections along this journey. So your price is going to go down a lot. Get used to it. But it's also going to go back up because this is a great company to be invested in. It's just a part of investing. Learn the business and be empathetic to people who are going through something. I don't really understand where all the toxicity and hate is coming from towards people. People trying to prove that all these people are liars and trying to prove that it's some big conspiracy against Veve, as if some random hack it. It's like a hacker cannot change the potential that Veve has. Like, even if it was a Veve flaw, all they would need to do is up their security. They still have the same IPs. They still have the same. I mean, what actually changes? Nothing. It's just corrected before we get a bunch of children on here. So me personally, I want to see all the problems and all the flaws happen right now before we get those children and stuff on here. The parents who will protect their kids by any means before they start going after Veve for something simple as, oh, like, learn how to really change your passwords and stuff like that. I'd like to see all this happen right now before those parents get here, because that's when the price will really be impacted. So I know a lot of people are speculating that people on Reddit are downvoting and trying to make articles like this just go away. It's very, very important that these get seen, which is why me being one of the biggest Veve channels, I am still talking about this topic, and I will still continue to spread my my thoughts on it and keep spreading the news when things like this happen, because it is important that it's heard. I don't want it to get buried. I want it to get solved. I want it to get resolved. If a smart investor who's putting money behind a project can fall for something, I don't want to imagine how many children can fall for it. So it definitely needs to be brought into the spotlight, and I will continue to speak about it. I know a lot of people who have money invested or get scared when stuff like that. It's not like I'm happy to see the price of Ecomi go down. That's not. I don't get my kicks out of losing money, but at the same time, I'd rather get this out of the way now, so when it explodes, nothing can stop it. I don't want this happening when some little kid is involved, because all you need is a picture of a sad mommy holding her child, like, oh, my child got hacked, and there goes all of our money. So people right now mad at these people, suck it up, because I guarantee you prefer this over the alternative. Because I don't, like I said, I don't want to see the sad mother with the tear in her eye trying to sue Veve, and then all of us is hurt. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It happened to this guy. The new guy to look out for is Zoro24. Be careful. Change your passwords. Veve has already said change your passwords. You need to have like a uppercase letter, lowercase letters. You need to have like symbols and all that. Like you need secure passwords, and you don't. And they have given us a way to check and see if our accounts have been compromised. So be sure to look into that. Dig up all the information. They've been posting it on Twitter a lot, just so the community can get educated. And yeah, look at this. I suppose I use this password on other accounts. Exactly. See, you got people like this who because that's what he said. The guy who this happened to, he said he might use it on other accounts, and that's what they said. They had no value to bring to the situation whatsoever. They just pretty much, oh, it's this guy's fault. That's his fault. So it's like, come on now, come on. What is your point? What's your purpose? Because if it was you, you would want somebody to listen. So shut up and just support the guy. But yeah, there we have it, man. Let me know what you all think in the comment section down below. Be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe, turn the notifications on to stay updated. I will be making more videos. I think we're going to be seeing a shift in the pricing in the price of Ecomi. I will be making a video on that soon. We're going to be taking a look at the charts. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Be sure to drop the thumbs up, subscribe. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace out.